vlog number 2 for the day. This one is a writing tips vlog, which I think is number 4. And I know I've probably done either in this session of vlogs this year or later a vlog about NaNoWriMo. But here's another plug for it, because guess what? It starts on Saturday and I'm not ready. Shh, don't tell anyone. I want to have my zine. I have a zine that's how to write a novel in a month, because I've done it quite a few times. And so I made a zine about it, but I sold out of them at the zine symposium because everyone loves them. So I guess I'm gonna have to make more copies to give to people and stuff. But I want to talk about that and how to prepare to write a novel in a month, because Swallow, my first book that I published, Swallow, was written in 15 days. Like, I don't know how I wrote this huge, well, I guess it's not huge, but you know, this 217 page novel in 15 days. It was quite a task, and I know I wrote about a fourth of it in one day because I had to get the story out. So, oh great, now that we're gonna pause it for just 1 second. I need my planning stuff. That would be great. Except for, you know me, I took it all upstairs. There's several different ways to plan, so we're just gonna pretend that I have my notebook here of how I plan Swallow. When I planned Swallow, I wrote down in a notebook, and I just started with numbers. 1, a hospital, because that he, you know, starts in the hospital. And I did my first line. Sometimes I forget why I don't eat. It'll be funny if that's really not the first line, how it's phrased properly, which probably isn't because I have a terrible memory. Anyway, so I just started going through with Swallow and doing individual, you know, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. They're like 1 or 2 sentences, a little piece of dialogue, you know, little interaction, like someone says something, someone responds, that's the scene, you know, which helps a lot because all of the scenes in Swallow, like chapter 16 is that long. So that really helped for me writing this style of book. I know other people do it differently. Another way I do it with the openers, when I wrote the openers, I wrote down a tour schedule to figure out, because it's about these 2 bands, or 3 bands I guess, but mostly about the 2 opener bands, whatever, on tour together. And so I wrote down every tour date or place, you know, so like they're in Michigan, they're in Iowa, they're in Florida, they're just bam, 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 and I wrote down the significant things that happen in each of those cities. And then I started writing, and my first draft of this was like 76 chapters, back and forth between the 2 perspectives of Shirk and Quinn. And so I just went at it of like, well, this is probably important to tell from Quinn's perspective, so I need to finish this Shirk chapter so I can tell that from Quinn's perspective. But then it was a lot of unnecessary stuff. So when I rewrote the openers, I went through each chapter of my already written novel. I guess this is more for like a revising novel video for later. I forgot what that word was. I'm a writer, I forget words all the time. But I went through my original draft and I wrote down what each of the 76 chapters contained. What happened in each chapter. And sometimes it was like, my notes for that chapter was like, this chapter's stupid, just cut it, don't even look at it. Stupid. So when I rewrote my outline for the openers for this draft, I started with taking each main thing that happens and categorizing it of what was important. Like I went through and starred each thing that was important. So the 76 chapters got condensed down to 31 chapters and an epilogue. And that really helped me to see like this chunk of text on a paper. This is what happens in this chapter, make this happen. And I added a couple things, took out a couple things, you know, of those plans, but that really helped me figure out, because I had a set number of chapters that I needed to have and a set number of things. So that helps me too. A lot of people I know outline it really detailed, like chapter 1, section 1, this happens. Chapter 1, section 2, this happens. A lot of people outline all their characters and what's going to happen with their characters. I don't do that as much as I just make a list of like, oh, these are all the quirks that this character has. Like, they like doing this and they like eating this and they really hate this, but who cares? That's not really important to the novel anyways. A lot of people are very organized about it. If it helps you to write out complete sentences, great. I was writing plans for this novel I'm going to write for NaNo, and I like doing the bullet point system. This is gonna pull up and block my screen. It's gonna be great. So I like doing the bullet point system where I write down in like just things that happen, not really in any specific outline of this has to happen in chapter 1, this has to happen in chapter 2. It's just like, this is how the story's gonna go. So I was writing this outline, and the way I write outlines, I don't think anyone could be able to read and understand, because I take everyone's name and I chop it off to the first letter or first 2 letters if it's the same name as someone else or same first letter, whatever. But write it however you want it to write, because if it helps you, I literally have sentences in here that it's just key smash and lots of exclamation points and question marks. You know, it's, for example, F is like, whoa, whoa, it's like really you. It's really you. And toe is like, the fuck, bro. But not bro, because my bro's right there. And the other shifter's looking comfortable is like, Tor, we should go. And T is just like, ah, blah, 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 like key smash everywhere, and not really doing much else. That's my outline. And I can see that scene in my mind. That's definitely not how it's going to lay out in actual writing. You know, it'll be much more official and better worded. But write it however you want to write it, because these are your outlines and you're going to see them. So don't feel like you have to follow a specific format. Outline however you want to outline. You can even get like a storyboard outline. I know some people do that, where they have like the different squares and stuff that they put stuff in. I know that helps people. Anyways, NaNo's coming up. The best thing to remember about NaNo, some people can go at NaNo without any plans. That amazes me. I can't do that. I have to have at least some kind of plan, some kind of idea of what I'm doing. But for those of you who have to do like me, where they have to have like kind of an outline, do it however you want, but make sure you have it. You still have a couple days to prepare. I'm sure like only a couple people are even going to watch this, but write your novel no matter what. Just write your 1,600 words a day and get 50,000 words this month. Even if you can't write a novel, write short stories. Just write every day and get into the habit of writing every day, because if you ever want to be a writer, you can't just write periodically. You have to write all the time, no matter what it is. Write fan fiction, write poetry, write letters to a pen pal, write essays, write grocery lists. Just always write, always expand your mind, and always have your fingers moving. My hands hurt a lot during NaNo because I'm typing so much and like handwriting so much. Handwriting hurts a lot for me lately. Probably like carpal tunnel or whatever, but we're just not going to worry about that right now because I have a novel to write in a month. It's a little more important than getting my hands fixed. I'm sorry. But always be writing. Just always write. Even if you're just notebooking it or computering it or texting it to someone, write every day, because what comes from it is amazing. When I first started writing, it was like the shittiest writing you've ever seen. I'm not a very good writer, or I wasn't a very good writer in junior high, but I still tried writing books. And when I find those books, I'm probably gonna laugh and when I read them and be like, oh my god, like, I'm so glad this never got anywhere. But you know what came from those? Actual books that people actually read and actually like, you know, which is amazing for me, because I was worried I was going to publish these books that meant a lot to me on a personal level and have people be like, oh, that's what you wrote about. So this turns out to be a really long vlog because I like talking about writing and I have so much more I want to talk about, but I'm going to save that. So everyone have a great day. Good luck on NaNo.